Okay, so you finally made the big decision. The months of debate are over. You're gonna rebrand. You've decided to do this 100%. But the question is, how do you rebrand online? Hi, I'm John Lincoln, and I've helped many websites rebrand online, do website migrations, acquire companies, merge them into their current domain. And today I'm going to talk to you about some of the things you need to think about if you're going to be doing a rebranding online from a digital marketing and just overall digital landscape and branding perspective. Okay, so if you're going to be rebranding online, the first thing that you want to do is set up a development environment where you can get your new brand completely 100% ready. And then you're going to have your old website and your old brand on the current live environment. So you've got your current brand here, you've got your new brand here. That's going to be really important so that you can make sure that you verify things are correct on a one-to-one basis. As a next step, what you're going to do is you're going to want to look at your current website and you're going to want to do a really deep dive into it and make sure that you understand the full landscape of every single asset that you have on that site. And here's how you want to do that. The first thing you want to do is go inside of Google Analytics and look at the last 3 months and try to get an idea of all the traffic that you've had to every single URL on the site. By doing that, you're going to figure out what your most important pages are. Then you want to take it a step further. What you want to do is look at the most important directories on the website, the most important sections of the website, and then take all that and put that into one sheet that shows you what are the most important pages on the site for traffic, for conversions, for conversion rate, and you want to note all of that and put that into one place because that's going to be really important, right? That's your website business model. That's how much traffic you're getting, that's how many sales you're getting. These are the pages that you really need to pay the most attention to. You're also going to want to break that out by traffic channel. So you look at every single source and medium of traffic going to these URLs and get a good idea of how that traffic's coming in, where it's coming into, so that you make sure that those things are 100% focused on and transferred correctly to the new domain. As a second step, what you're going to want to do is look at an external linking tool like Majestics, like Ahrefs, like Google Search Console, and make sure you get an idea of every single link pointing at every single URL on the website. This is really important because it's going to give you an idea of what pages have acquired the most links over time, and you're going to want to make sure that you focus on those significantly when you do the transfer. So just because this page might not have a lot of traffic, it might have a lot of links pointing to it, and it's a very important page on your site from a clout perspective. So you want to be looking at traffic, but then also external links because that's something that you're going to want to transfer over. You don't want to make the big mistake of doing a 404 and losing all that equity that you've built up. Okay, so now that you've analyzed all the traffic, now that you've analyzed all the external links, and you really have a good idea of what's the most important, you're going to want to start matching that up to the new domain. Crawl the current domain, crawl the new domain, and make sure that everything is matched up on a one-to-one basis. You're going to want to look at things like titles, descriptions, H1s, H2s, the amount of copy on the page. Did the schema.org get transferred over from the old site to the new site? Are the breadcrumbs the same? What does the URL structure look like? Even though you might be going to a new domain, in some cases you want to make sure that you maintain a similar URL structure because you probably had that in place for a reason. Is it the new site on HTTPS like the old site was? So you want to go through this checklist and make sure that the new site on a URL by URL basis is as similar as possible as the old site so that it's very seamless, and when you do the new launch, Google and users in general feel like they're going to something that has the same ranking potential, the same conversion potential, and whatnot. Let's talk about conversions for a second. One of the biggest mistakes that I see is people don't take the same conversion principles that they had on the old site and move it over to the new site. They might forget to have a button in the right place. They might push a banner live that's way too big and goes live on mobile and desktop and just kills their conversion rate. So make sure that you've got that benchmark on the old site, and then when you go and push the new site live, even before you push it live, you want to make sure those things are in place. But once you push it live, you maintain the same conversion rate percentages on a URL by URL and template by template basis, because If you notice that something like that is off within the first couple weeks, you can go in and fix it, and you can look at the old domain. And that's another really important thing to keep in mind. After you push it live, you want to make sure you keep the old domain available so you can go back and kind of check it, just in case you need to verify where something might have gone wrong. Okay, so you also want to do things like 301 redirects on a URL by URL basis from the old site to the new site. You want to go into Google Search Console and you want to use the change of address tool once everything's gone live. So first, push all that stuff live, verify everything's correct, push all that stuff live, then use the change of address tool and kind of let it sit in and see how things are going. Hopefully the traffic's coming on board, and monitor this stuff on a daily, weekly, and a monthly basis. Also, one thing that I see a lot of people forget with the rebranding strategy is you want to, of course, do a press release. You want to reach out to all the media publications that you have contact with. You want to tell your customers and all that, but also you want to crawl the web with a tool like Pitchbox or something like that. And you want to find all the old mentions of your old brand and reach out to every single one of these people 3 to 6 times and ask them to change the brand name, and then ask them to link to the new brand. That's going to have a huge impact, because when you think about it, if all these people are mentioning the old brand, they're all linking to the old domain, how much better would that be if they're mentioning the new brand and linking to the new domain, or at least make a note of that? A lot of these people will be happy to do that, but you got to follow up with them a couple times. It can't just be once, and you got to tell them how important it is. So don't forget that step. It's a really, really important step. In general, there's a lot that goes into rebranding. If you buy another website and you merge that into yours, and you don't transfer all the content over on a one-by-one URL basis, you're probably going to lose that traffic over time. Like if you just redirect the whole site and it just comes in, that traffic's going to go away. If you do it on a URL by URL basis, then you're probably going to have a better chance of keeping that. If you change URLs and you're migrating just a site from one domain to a whole new domain and new brand, you can expect a drop in traffic somewhere around the 10 to 30% range for 3 to 6 months, depending on how you do the optimization. And what I mean by that is how you do the optimization. You can do additional optimization on the new site and make it so that when you push it live, it potentially gets a bigger increase because it's got a better SEO foundation and things like that. But there's a lot to know about this, and I've done this over the last decade with a lot of different websites. If you have questions, make sure to ask. I'm happy to respond to you. If you like this video, make sure to like the video, and I can't wait to see you for the next Ignite Visibility University, and we'll talk to you more about digital marketing strategy in the modern day. Have a great one.